welcome back to A Boulder Life Off-Grid. This last week we were able to get our root cellar buried, mostly. We didn't quite make it, so this week we are going to finish burying this. Then we're going to start working on our house pad. If you're new here, our root cellar is going to be directly under our house. So we got to get this buried. The house pad will go around it, and then our slab will go on top of that. So that's the goal for this week. Finish burying this, get that house pad built up, and we'll see how far we can get.
Well, this is load number 7 of the day. We're getting a little bit of snow. Hopefully it stops soon because we don't want any mud for tomorrow. Tomorrow we were planning on running the whole day again, getting more of this material. I don't know if you guys have noticed, but I got the backhoe tilted pretty good. I'm trying to line up that rake so that it sits more flat when I'm scraping the material out. One reason it's crooked is one of the teeth on that side is not as worn out as the others, and also on this side there actually isn't a tooth. As some of you know, that tooth broke off. The adapter for it also broke. Part of it's still there. I just haven't got around to replacing it. Also, I think we probably the ground's probably not perfectly flat. At least, you know, I got the outriggers on the backhoe to where I can tilt it one way or the other to help make up for the difference there. Huh? You didn't know?
Yeah, I didn't see. You know, I could jump in my RC car.
Yeah. Be like this for another day or two.
Looked over.
That's pretty cool. All right, so this is what 7 trailer loads get us. That's 24.5 tons of what's called dirty screen material. And you know, when we go to the gravel pit and they use their giant loader and take a tiny little scoop and dump it in our trailer, when it's in the trailer, it looks like a lot. But after I scrape it out and it's on the ground, it doesn't look like a lot. All right, so I'm gonna grease this thing up, and if the weather doesn't come back, we're gonna do this all over again tomorrow and have a pile about twice that size. So we've got 15 loads of material sitting over there. And this morning we picked up one more because we were in town doing some things. So we've got 16 loads here. Now, I want to have a little conversation with you guys real quick. First, let me start off by saying thank you for your comments on all of our videos. There's so much positive feedback. There's so much good questions, and it's good for us, and hopefully it helps you guys out too. So, quick conversation about last video's comments. This material here is, we talked about it a little bit in the last video. It's called dirty screen. It's 1-inch dirty screen. It's got 1-inch rock or less in it, and it's mixed in with a dirt that's like really a sandy. It's a certain mix that is really good for compaction, so for under houses and whatnot. Now, we cannot make this here. Our dirt is terrible. It's mostly clay, and it does compact really good once it's dry and ran over a bunch of times, but if it gets too much water on it, it turns into a swamp, a muddy mess. So We have the rock crusher. Yes, we have this dirt. Yes, we could mix them all together, but it would be a terrible product. So that's the reason why we're getting this stuff. And actually, we've got friends that do this for a living, and this is what they suggested. So that's that for that part of the conversation. Now, the main part that everyone is asking about is, why don't we get this delivered? Or why don't we get a dump trailer? Things like that. One thing we're trying to accomplish out here is to stay debt free. And that's not easy in the current times right now. Things are very expensive. I did get a quote on how much it would cost to deliver to our location, and they can deliver 24 tons of this stuff at a time. That delivery cost would be $560 for the material and for delivery. That's 24 tons. That's a lot. We only can do 3.5 tons at a time. The cost for this material by itself is $12.50 a ton. We have done 90 tons so far. That's a lot. We've gone back and forth and have brought 90 tons of this material to our place here. So if we had 90 tons delivered to us, we did the math, that's 3.75 loads, and it comes out to $2,100 delivered, all said and done. What we have spent on 90 tons so far, doing it ourselves, is just over $1,200. So $1,206. We're looking at about a $900 in savings, right? And the more material that we go and get ourselves, the more that savings is going to increase. Now, there's the concern about wear and tear on the vehicle, on the trailer from the backhoe scraping it out, probably wear and tear on the backhoe, although the backhoe doesn't have much work to do, just it scrapes us out in 15 minutes or less. And what else? Fuel costs, that's another concern. So far in fuel, I don't have the exact numbers, but for diesel and for fuel for this, we're guessing about $200, and I think that's an overestimate. So, but let's just say we've spent $200 so far in fuel, we're still saving $700. To us, that's a lot. And now as far as wear and tear, I'm not super concerned about that. The pit is only like 10 miles away, give or take, and there's no huge hills to go up. The road is pretty good, so not super concerned about the wear and tear. Now, my main concern though is time. So time is the big factor for me. How much time do I want to put in running back and forth for a 2 days, 3 days at a time before actually spreading the material out and compacting it? That's the factor for me. Is it worth my time? Is $900, $700 a savings worth it to just have the stuff delivered? And we're pretty frugal around here, at least we think we are. So we're getting it ourselves. And like I said earlier, as we get more material, we're going to need a lot more still. That number, that savings number, is going to grow. And I didn't want to share this until we were all said and done, but we had so many comments in the last video. I'm sharing it now. So this is a kind of a middle update on that. We'll go over these numbers again once we're all said and done, just so you guys know, what's the total on that.
All we're trying to do is dig a small trench to extend this pipe this way and then that way. And if you've been with us long, it comes as no surprise that we end up with that. You know, there's some places in the world where people decide to dig a trench and they grab a shovel and make a nice straight trench. That is not the case where we live. We end up with these 5-foot wide holes that we like to call a trench.
That's part of life out here.
Yeah. This is our Boulder life.
So I don't know if Natalie explained, but what we're trying to accomplish is basically just get this electrical pipe stubbed out and get this vent pipe stubbed out and going where it's supposed to go, and tape them up, bury them, come back to them way later. But what should have been like a 4-foot dig that way and a 4-foot dig this way is yeah. It's a Boulder life is what it is. So yeah, because we need to get these extended, and then our footer to the house is going to go right here.
Right.
Luckily, where these pipes are going, they're actually not going to be under the house. So especially this one going that way, it's going away from the place, so we don't have to worry about compaction or anything. We just got to get the rocks out of the way, and then we can hurry up and bury it.
Yeah.
Because we're supposed to be moving that dirt pile.
Yeah, so this is the main electrical pipe to the house, right?
Yeah.
And it goes over to, oh, you can't see the shed. It's right behind the backhoe.
Supposed to head over to the shed for the power.
Yep, and it'll come in. It comes into the root cellar, and it'll go up into the laundry room to the electrical panel.
There's going to be a wall. The wall that divides the pantry and the laundry room. It's going to sit like right here somewhere. And that's just going to 90 right up into our electrical panel is the plan.
Right. This one is ventilation, so that's the one that's going this way. That's got to stay underground for, what'd you say, 20 to 25 feet?
30 foot. So
30 feet.
The idea with that pipe, that's the air that's going to be coming into the root cellar. And we're running it underground for at least 30 feet to help cool the air that it pulls in. Because you want to keep your root cellar cool. I don't remember where I read that, but it's not something I made up. I read it somewhere. So that's the intake, and this is the exhaust of the root cellar. So it's just going to pop out right here.
Yep.
So.
And then this last one is the sump pump. It goes all the way down under the slab of the root cellar. That pipe goes into that hole. We can put a pump in there to pump any water in case this ever floods.
A lot of pipes.
Yep. We got to get them out of the way before we bury the rest of this. Got our pipes buried with filter dirt and always our caution tape just in case next time we're digging in this area that we don't hit that pipe. So we're ready to bury it all back up. It's a cold day today. The snow is already starting to come down. We have a storm coming in for the next couple of days. So we're just gonna keep working as long as we can. Hopefully we can make some good progress and we'll just see how far we get. And I know it's just dirt, but I think it looks so good. It's like this flat pad coming together.